All across America, incredibly talented artisans are making amazing objects the old-fashioned way, by hand. On this episode of Handcrafted America, beautiful colors are the perfect accent to quality craftsmanship.
That turquoise just jumps
really
right out.
A craftsman in Spokane Valley in Washington has captured the heart of fishing fans nationwide.
Every net that I've made has a little piece of me in it, and I'm pretty proud that other people think that that's cool.
This Deerfield Beach, Florida maker's stand-up paddleboards are the perfect water vehicle, no matter what time it is.
Totally original.
A Philadelphia artisan mixes colorful aluminum and local woods to create graphic tables. His work puts the fun in functional.
This is a material that lets me speak.
Vibrant colors kick these beautiful products up to a whole new level.
You gotta try it.
When you're fly fishing in a river like this one, a net like this can be the difference between a fish tail and the catch of a lifetime.
In eastern Washington, the Spokane Valley is an outdoorsman's paradise.
Usually this is where I'm away from everybody right here. This is my happy place.
So it's the perfect spot for Denny Carson.
I've always loved woodworking and fishing, mostly woodworking because it's such a challenge, and fishing I think because it gets me outside.
That combination led him to create striking and durable handmade fishing nets. Denny started the Bitterroot Net Company 8 years ago and takes great pleasure in his work.
Every net that I've made has a little piece of me in it, and I'm pretty proud that other people think that that's cool.
They have nets that you can buy.
Yeah.
Why
Cheap little
make your own?
plastic
Cheap little plastic.
There's really nobody else out there doing that, taking something that's fairly utilitarian and making a piece of functional art.
This feels good in my hand, you know? People have got to tell you that about your nets.
Yeah.
What else
Yeah,
did they
they
say
do.
about your nets?
I think they enjoy having something that also looks good when they take pictures of their fish. We do catch and release. So really the only proof, if you will, that you caught the fish is that you take a picture of it.
We're making a stream net today, Denny's signature net. Denny first creates the net's handle, but this is no ordinary handle.
I love burl and just kind of how the chatoyance shines. I've just always been attracted to that.
The what?
It's called chatoyance, where it kind of shimmers as you move it
Yeah,
back
it's
and
almost
forth.
like velvety
Isn't
kind
that
of.
amazing?
This is a piece of buckeye burl. Buckeye burl is extremely porous. It grows underground, so we have to stabilize it.
Denny traces the handle and saws the wood to size. Then he stabilizes it with a process that looks a bit like a high school experiment.
We're going to submerge the handle in an acrylic fluid. We're going to weight it down so it stays down completely submerged.
A vacuum chamber pulls all the air out of the porous wood for 45 minutes.
All that foaming in there is all the air that's in that handle. We're going to go ahead and release the pressure now and let that wood soak that fluid in.
Denny wraps the handle in foil and heats it in an oven for 25 minutes at 200 degrees.
You can see the acrylic is kind of permeated through and
Right.
hardened all over the whole thing. It's more dense now.
Yeah.
It won't expand and contract with moisture anymore.
Okay,
And
that's
it's much
harder.
stronger.
Yeah.
Using a bandsaw, Denny cuts 5 strips of contrasting, bendable wood for the bow of the net.
This particular net we're going to do has curly maple on the outside, curly maple on the inside, and then the 3 strips in the middle are African sapele, and this is Bolivian red heart.
What is that little device?
So this is the roller that we're just going to use this to apply the glue and just kind of walk it down the strip.
We glue both sides of the strips and stack them.
So a little wood sandwich will turn into this.
The handle and bow strips are trimmed and sanded to fit into the handmade press.
This is a critical part of the
It
process,
is.
right?
Very much so.
All right, so you show me how to do this.
We're going to put this and kind of center it here right at the top of the hoop.
Okay.
And then we're going to take this part of the press and literally just push it all the way down until it seats. There you go. Keep going.
Okay.
Nice. Keep going. Well done.
Denny glues the sides of the net to the handle and clamps it all together to dry for 3 to 4 hours.
Just kind of lift it straight up. There you go.
Denny sands all of the glue off of the bow and flush trims the handle. He then carefully shapes the strips on a router table to round the edges.
Now we're to one of the coolest parts of the whole build, and that's doing the inlays. And we put these into natural bark inclusions. There are spots that are going to have to be filled or removed anyway. They're weak wood. We've removed the knot out of there, and we're going to put the turquoise in there.
Why turquoise?
That blue just really looks good in most woods.
Denny applies glue to the turquoise and waits for it to dry. Then he sands it all flush with the handle's surface. Next, he drills holes around the circumference of the hoop, which he'll use later to lace on the net. He adds a rare earth magnet to the top of the net's hoop.
Each one of these little guys gives us about 15 pounds of carrying capacity for the net. So it holds on really, really well. And that way when you need it, you just reach down and you've got the handle.
So much easier that
There
way.
it is. This is a really, really fun spot. Probably my favorite. Even though it looks pretty nice now,
It does.
when you put the finish on there, it just really opens it up.
Oh, look at the depth in there. There's so many different colors. And that turquoise just
So it
jumps
really pops,
right
doesn't it?
out.
Yeah, it does.
Denny applies 2 coats of tung oil sealant. Each application takes a day and a half to dry.
We're going to put a water-based polyurethane over the top of this. We do 5 coats with sanding in between of the polyurethane.
Wow, you don't play around.
No, we don't mess around.
Denny's Bitterroot nets start at $170 and take about a week to make. Finally, Denny laces a silicone rubber net bag onto the frame using nylon string.
Kind of stretchy.
It is. It's made to be real pliable and real soft against the fish's skin.
Yeah.
So if we're going to catch and release, the last thing we want to do is, leave them in any worse shape than they were when we caught them.
Right. After a long day of making fishing nets, time for this girl to get gone.